morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we sleep deprived at all? Emotionally screwed up, like the rest of us? Yes, he's back again. The diary of the griever named John Weaver, which would be me. And usually, when I'm talking about things like this, something of the grieving nature would hit. Well, maybe a day or two ago. But I'm doing okay this morning. Triggers coming in left and right, but that's alright. I'm surviving. I survived a full week at the college. And I can tell you that the changes they still have in process, and not to mention some of the changes they've already made, Mikey don't like. Okay? Mikey got used to other old ways of the place, and maybe I'm getting older and more sentiment and more stuck in my ways. They wanted to make it a little bit more modern, a little bit more up to date, and I tell you that just start things off. It's not the buildings that would get you, it's not the materials that they would use. The one thing that would run a campus far efficient if they can, and it also relates to military services, I believe. The stomach has to be served. The campus had another company, a Sedex, if I'm not mistaken, several years back when I started up my association with the Antelope Valley College as a student. They were running the food concessions, and at least I actually had edible food for cafeteria food. Kind of reminded me of greasy places I used to go to. But they tried to change it, try to make it a little bit more healthier. Okay, fine, make it more healthier. Just don't scrimp on the damn food. Trying to be cost saving wise at this point, with limited resources and limited funding and limited budget. They did. They scrimped. And whoever was doing their food concessions, both to supply sandwiches and other food supplies, they scrimped like crazy on it because the bookstore that they actually had, still there, the Marauder bookstore, they scrimped on it. The processed sugary stuff, yes. The salty, crunchy stuff, yes. Well, when it comes down for the sandwiches and the cold stuff, where the hell was it? Their areas were empty. And where was the sandwiches needed? They weren't put out. They weren't there. For the first week, they screwed it up. I didn't like it. I even took an opportunity to get a breakfast burrito. I was hoping for something spectacular. I got something I could have fixed out of my own damn home. I don't have a grill. I've only got one skillet, one burner skillet situation. I still got a griddle I can still do my pancakes on, and French toast or whatever kind of things I can fry up. I got a small saute skillet that I can do small meals with. I got a larger skillet I can do stuff with. I got sufficient enough cookware to take care of my cooking needs. That includes if I wanted to cook something in the morning, I can. But how is a stomach supposed to feel when it can't get it filled and you got to study or you got to go back to another class with a stomach growling its head off? Now, in our campus that we have, on the north side of the campus, this is where the plague of food inadequacy is at the student cafeteria. coupled next door to the student bookstore. Now, you would have to walk about 10 minutes or more through the crowds, through the construction areas, to get to another crowded place. A commercially run operation that gets more and more popular, but more and more expensive to eat. The Subway. Subway sandwiches. So one's got about $10 to $12 to spend for lunch. One could get a foot long and chips and soda, or at least a Gatorade out of the refrigerator. Over at the other place, in this student so-called cafeteria, at least they had the drinks filled up. But where's the solid food? Well, in order to get to the grill, you would have to. I love this one. I'm saying it sarcastically, like crazy. You would have to go to the cashier, select your stuff, make the order, right there. But they had a long ass line. It's like 20 people out nearly outside the door. They used to have something like, fill out the paperwork, hand it to the cashier, they'd process the thing out. Or actually, you fill out the paperwork, you give it to the grill guys or wherever stations you were going. It's a small cafeteria, I tell you. It wasn't a large cafeteria. It was a very small cafeteria. You blink and miss the damn thing. So it really wasn't all that big, but they didn't have that much room. And they tried a couple other ways of trying to make it more efficient. So I was saying, look at the ticket, fill the damn thing out, hand it over to the grill guys, take your food over to the cashier, ticket, ring it out, and get the hell out of there. Do you think you'll be able to do that? No, sorry, they don't do that kind of thing. So, and when I had been there the last time, and they were still going through issues with the cafeteria, they called out food trucks. Two or three companies came out to at least service the students, and they got whelmed. They got overwhelmed on this one. One would create Subway sandwiches of sorts. Another place would be creating Mexican heartburn. None of them will actually be able to serve a good breakfast burrito, though. Something with egg, something with meat. Yes, they had egg and meat in it. Onions would have been nice. Salsa would have been nice. Potatoes would have been nice, but the potatoes they had in there, no flavoring. Yeah. I ended up bringing peanut butter and jelly sandwiches from home. If you want to be technical about it, it'd be peanut butter and strawberry. You know, get your loaf of bread, which I got a loaf of bread, and you get your cheap ass peanut butter, and you get your cheap ass jelly. Hello, get a plastic bag of sorts, shove the stuff in there, and pray that it doesn't get squished as much. And then you could survive on that. Grab yourself a Gatorade bottle or a bottle of water, and maybe a small bottle of milk. Shove it in your bag and watch out for the damn weight on your back. Hell, if you could afford to get more bananas from the store, breakfast. But these are the things our college student would endure. You go to the cafeteria because it's luxury. You go to the cafeteria for communal and doing your homework in there or hanging around. You don't go there for food unless you've got the money and the time for it. If they're affordable, fine. But if they're not affordable, you don't go unless you're going to be getting a just some French fries or something. I know food prices are going up like crazy all over the place. I know inflation is kicking our ass left and right. Even on the student's budget, it kicks our ass. You only get so much for school allowance, and then you got to stretch that stuff out like crazy. When you get the grants going, the grants are, the grants are supposed to be supplementing certain things left and right. If you get maybe one class, maybe you get about 300. Maybe you get two classes, you get 600. If you get four classes, you get a little bit more. Some people think, wow, he's making money. You try living on a damn budget. Let's see how the hell you survive with a damn shit in the first place. You'd be eating ramen all the time, or peanut butter and jelly, and you have to deal and survive with that damn crap. You look at the cafeteria as a luxury item. Subway is an absolute luxury item on the campus. And for those who actually can afford to do it, they treat it as a luxury. Even I would treat Subway as a luxury. These days, McDonald's would have been a luxury at this point. So I have to deal with what I got. And you're a student, you deal with what you got. And since I'm going to be starting in the last year, hopefully, over at the campus, I really can't focus more on the food griping at this point over here, and more on studying I have to focus on. Sorry. Uh, Despite the fact that we've actually had a lot of humidity over here, let's just say that I wake up more than what I bargained for when it comes down for having shirts being used as sleep shirts. A friend of mine out there in the tuber land was talking about my shoes. I had never admitted to myself that I actually had been wearing 13s for the past several years and didn't even realize it. My feet have become bad over the past year and a half, almost two. If you guys are catching the videos, you understand that I got a problem with the medical establishment, but I'm going to have to get past, unfortunately. Because that is probably going to be the most detrimental thing, is not getting sufficient enough health care and not getting yourself physically and mentally taken care of. I've been focusing more on the mental health than I have been on the physical. And it's still necessary anyway. Size 13 shoes, it's like bowling shoes. But, the shoes I'm wearing right now, they are size 13s, a bit mediums, and about 30 or 40 bucks right there at Wally World. But if I happen to go for diabetic shoes cost. They cost a hell of a lot more than people wearing regular shoes. But the shoes I keep getting actually do have sufficient enough arch support. I can get used to them in my shoes a little bit. My feet in these kind of shoes, and wear them all around the place. Before they actually had anything's happening to them, my feet aching like crazy. Um, I'd wear these shoes like crazy, and didn't have my feet aching as much. They're okay. They're sufficient right now, and I deal with them. I deal with the pain. I ignore it. Like, just get on with life. But I'm okay for that. I just wanted to say a few things about what was happening this morning. It's just a lot of things going crazy, and I'm just dealing, coping, and waking up in the morning and realizing that you wake up to a lot of pain when you're getting older and older. Yeah, but that's what Tylenol's for. Anyway, I thought I'd bring that up to you guys. No, I haven't been keeping up with the politics these days. I'm trying not to. I'll probably say that on the next video, so give me a second, guys.